Wow, I can't believe this happened. Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator of the Raiders, called a game that was so bad that he was literally fired right after the game. You can't make this stuff up. The Raiders are officially firing Chip Kelly, saying goodbye to another coordinator. What makes this so crazy is that Chip Kelly is actually the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL and in NFL history. The Raiders gave him a 3-year contract worth $6 million per year, and now that is officially $18 million down the drain. The Raiders can't get back any of that guaranteed money. It's not too sad for Chip Kelly because he's literally getting all that cash for only coaching 11 games with this team. Everybody knows the Raiders offense has been horrible this year. We've seen frustration on the football field, tons of yelling and pointing the finger, and the main reason they've been struggling is because of this offensive line and the pass protection. And in this game, Geno Smith was sacked not just 1 time, not just 2 times, not just 3 times, not just 4 times, not just 5 times, not just 6 times, not just 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times. The only other quarterback who was sacked 10 times in a game was Jeff George in 1998. So it seems like Pete Carroll put the blame on Chip Kelly for this poor pass protection, and it was Carroll's call, man. Pete Carroll informed Chip Kelly this evening that he would release him as the offensive coordinator. What's crazy about this is that Pete Carroll has never fired a coordinator during the season through 14 years with the Seattle Seahawks, and now he's already done it 2 times with the Raiders in just 11 games. The Raiders recently fired their special teams coordinator, Tom McMahon, and now Chip Kelly gets the boot, and I did not see this coming. But prior to this game, you had a former Raider, Richie Incognito, heavily critical of Chip Kelly, and especially what was happening with this Raiders offensive line.
Chip Kelly's offense is not translating to the NFL. It is a complete mess. Chip, in his infinite wisdom, thinks that we cannot run the ball and still get play action to work. You have to threaten them a little bit with the run and get your play action going. I think Chip Kelly, his issue is he thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he's going to let you know that he's smarter than everybody. But in the NFL, there's a lot of smart guys, and there's a lot of great players. So this bullshit offense that he was running is not working.
Remember, Chip Kelly was most recently at Ohio State. He had a head coaching stint with the Philadelphia Eagles that ended poorly, and with the San Francisco 49ers that ended up being a one-and-done deal. But his claim to fame was with Marcus Mariota as head coach with the Oregon Ducks, and that's how he was able to eventually land that first Eagles head coaching job. And now last year, he had great success at Ohio State, but we were all wondering, how would this translate into the NFL? And it seems like Richie Incognito thinks it's not working out. The Raiders offense has been unwatchable this season, and it really makes it hard to evaluate Geno Smith and Ashton Jeanty because the offensive line is so bad. Granted, they are dealing with some injuries. You got starters, multiple starters injured and unavailable. So fans have been wondering, whose fault is it? Is it Pete Carroll's son, who is the offensive line coach for the Raiders? Is that whose fault it is? Well, apparently Pete Carroll as head coach has decided that it is Chip Kelly's fault, and Carroll must have great authority in the Raiders organization to be able to make this decision. The Raiders are going to be losing a ton of money by having to pay out Kelly, even though he's no longer coaching. And I don't think the organization would let Pete Carroll make this decision if they weren't planning on having him back next year. If you wanted to choose Kelly over Carroll, you're not going to just let Carroll fire Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, this is a huge opportunity for Greg Olsen, who I expect will be promoted to offensive coordinator and play caller. He's the current quarterback coach of the Raiders. He was the QB coach for the Raiders during Derek Carr's rookie season in 2014 with Dennis Allen, and also more famously and recently with John Gruden from 2018 to 2021. Greg Olsen was the offensive coordinator there. Obviously, Gruden had a heavy hand in the offense, but Greg Olsen has been around the NFL for a long time and more recently worked with the Los Angeles Rams and also the Seattle Seahawks, and has now found himself back with the Raiders as the QB coach with Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator under Pete Carroll. Now, what if this guy gets a good opportunity here? 23 years of experience, a lot at the NFL level. He could take advantage of this and make a splash and maybe turn this into a full-time thing. So we'll see if Pete Carroll is right, because he teased that something great was going to happen soon right after this loss. Maybe he was teasing the firing. Because he was asked, how do Raiders fans still have hope after this disastrous season? And then he said that something good is going to happen.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is room for hope. well, something good's just about to happen. And if you can hold on to that mentality, then you keep believing that you can turn and make things happen. And
so he kind of slips saying something good's about to happen and then quickly makes it a mantra. Oh, like if you live by that mentality. But maybe he really believes Greg is going to be a big upgrade over Chip.